Hello everybody, Sean Eldon here with Mercy Recording Company in the Bridgeport neighborhood of Chicago. I am the founder, owner, and builder of this ridiculous place. And today, I'm going to give you video content. We're going to be recording this amplifier that I just got. I guess you pronounce it Kubic or Kubic. I don't know. It was built by the Luthier Rock and Roll Vintage here in Chicago. I'm probably going to rearrange the letters to make it say Buick. And we are going to compare it to a somewhat similar amp that I already have in the building. So we'll just be swapping amp heads, keeping the speaker cabinet the same, and just swapping amp heads on both bass guitar and normal guitar. And maybe you'll learn something, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll see that no matter what I play through, I sound exactly the same, which is probably what's going to happen. So here's the amp in question. It's built sort of off of the platform of old tweed and blonde Fender amps from the 1950s and very early 1960s. There are some definite differences. This thing is a solid state rectifier, which of course those earliest Fender amplifiers did not, unless they've been modified in some way. It's only a single channel with two inputs. It does have the bright switch, which also kind of adds a little bit of dirt to the party. But it is two 6L6 power tubes. I've actually got some very old tubes in there right now, some big bottle RCA and Sylvania tubes that did give the amp a little bit more clean headroom and slightly darker character that I prefer. And then here is the amp to which we will be comparing today. This is a old Challenger conversion amp done by a guy named Alfredo Tateo in Miami. This amplifier will go to the grave with me. It's actually kind of a Marshall sort of sound, like a JTM sound on the first channel, and then the second channel is very, very similar to this amp here. So I'm going to compare them. This one does have a master volume, so we'll have to kind of get the gain staging a little different to get them kind of behaving in a similar fashion. But one important difference is that the tone stack here is just a 4-position switch instead of continuously variable bass and treble controls. And then this one does have a tube rectifier inside of it as opposed to the solid state diode rectifier in there. But pretty similar amps overall. Well, not overall. Pretty similar amps. And we're going to listen to one and then the other on two different instruments. And I'm going to let you compare them. Here is the speaker cabinet, which we will be using today. It's a 212 semi-open back, very semi. It's basically just a small opening in the rear of the cabinet. I have actually recorded the back of this cabinet, and it does sound very good. Kind of fills out the sound a little bit. You can see there are two different speakers inside. One is a Jensen Mod 1250. The other is an Eminence Redcoat Governor. The Governor speaker is a lot more efficient and cleaner sounding, so we'll be using that for bass guitar. And then the Mod 50 is far more inefficient. This is actually one of the most inefficient speakers that Jensen makes across any series. And we're going to be using that for the electric guitar. So what did we learn there? I mean, maybe nothing. I am personally of the belief that the big yellow amp, the Kubic amp, is a far more functional bass guitar amplifier. It's a lot cleaner, a lot more percussive, less compressed, and kind of lets each note get through a little bit more. I think on regular electric guitar, at the kind of gain that we had them whacked up, the differences are minuscule, if anything at all. On the bass guitar, I encourage you to fly back a couple few minutes and listen again. But the bass guitar is definitely the biggest difference there, and the pronunciation of each note. Uh, that's basically it. I mean, what do you want to buy them? You want to buy those amps?